The Collegian News is brought to you in part by
the Dean of Students would like to remind you that October 22nd through the 26th is Alcohol Awareness Week and Accessibility Awareness Week. A full range of activities are planned for Alcohol Awareness Week, including showing students how to help each other to make smart decisions that protect their health and safety. Accessibility Awareness Week has activities planned as well, including the ASL Talent Show, Accessibility Awareness Fair, Fitness Has No Boundaries at the Rec, and a panel presentation. For more information, visit utb.edu.
Carlos Rubenstein of the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality will visit the university from 9 a.m. to noon October 18th in the Sedby Lecture Hall. Rubenstein will meet with students and faculty to discuss his role at the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality and to provide an overview of the work TCEQ performs to protect the environment. Rubenstein will also inform students about applying for paid, full-time summer internships as well as employment opportunities for UTB-TSC grads. This event is sponsored by the UTB-TSC Career Services Department.
Stay connected with UTB Mobile. Download the UTB application now. Visit utb.edu/mobile.
Welcome to the Collegian News. I'm Marlene Rodriguez.
And I'm Corey Aiken, bringing you this week's top stories. The Brownsville City Commission has approved a resolution supporting the creation of the Brownsville Spaceport Development Corporation in collaboration with Cameron County.
Collegian editor Joe Molina has the details.
What we want to assure is that the city will have representation on any Spaceport Development Corporation which is created so that the interests of the city are protected and fairly represented.
Saucy said that since SpaceX property purchases near Boca Chica Beach have been made public, it is of great interest to the city to initiate dialogue with Cameron County about joining them in creating the corporation. SpaceX is the first private space transport company in the United States to consider the area for building a vertical launch site.
The corporation, one of the things it can do is it can establish academic curriculum. Obviously, we want to make sure the university has a role in that. That makes sense.
Saucy said the city's next step would be to notify the county of its interests and join it in creating the corporation. In other business, the commission voted to adopt a budget amendment in the amount of $431,000 in order to buy the old Texas National Guard building, which is located next to the UTB-TSC campus. The commission also held a public hearing on amending the city's code of ordinances to add a section titled Vulnerable Road Users to the Traffic and Vehicles chapter.
This ordinance is something that's been passed in a lot of Texas cities, including a lot of states, actually. Texas does not have a statewide safe passage ordinance. Instead, the individual cities are taking it upon themselves to pass such things.
The amendment would require motorists to give 4 feet of space for safe passage to bicyclists, electric scooters, pedestrians, and construction workers who are not covered by state law. Commissioner-at-Large B. Rose Gowan presented a resolution to consider the integration and development of complete streets, and it was adopted unanimously by the Commission. This initiative aims to make city streets adequately equipped to accommodate all users.
The concept of complete streets is that streets are for transportation of many methods, whether you're walking, riding a bicycle, or driving in a car or in a bus, public transit as well.
The Commission also awarded Texas-based general contractor Spaglass a $4.1 million management and risk services contract for the construction of the parking garage for La Plaza at Brownsville Multimodal Terminal. For the Collegian News, I'm Joe Molina.
U.S. District 34 Representative candidates Filimon Vela Jr. and Jessica Puente Bradshaw participated in a forum last Wednesday on campus.
Magali Rosales was there.
Democrat Vela and Republican Bradshaw were very polite with each other as they spoke about healthcare, the DREAM Act, and other issues.
Because I think it's important that some of us get to see it. I've actually read this. This is the Obamacare bill printed front and back. If you print it front, just one, it's about that tall. This itself is not going to create a more affordable healthcare system. So whatever it is that you hear from the mainstream media or the talking points, it's not going to happen. This will actually grow the size of government. It will give endless budgets to departments that haven't been created.
Bradshaw said a way of making healthcare more affordable was to give more rights to the consumer, to the independent, and to us as Americans to decide our health care and our healthcare cost. Her Democratic opponent, Filemon Vela Jr., disagreed.
I think that the Affordable Health Care Act was a step in the right direction to making sure that we make health care accessible to most people in this country.
The candidates were also asked if they support the DREAM Act.
When we were being told that millions would benefit from it, we have under 70 individuals right now throughout the country who are actually benefiting from it. DREAM Act was just taking a sliver, a portion of a population that, in my opinion, was meant. It was a grab to buy political favors, political votes, and that's a manipulation of the American citizen that I will not stand for.
Bella, on the other hand, defended the DREAM Act.
I think that the president took action, a deferred action, to put the DREAM Act into place, which allowed children who had come with their parents and had been schooled here for 5 years and gone to college or served our military to have a pathway to citizenship. If I'm elected, I will work in Congress to turn that deferred action into a law.
What do you think is important for students to study? I think it's important because they need to sort of become more familiar with their local representatives. I feel a lot of them aren't very familiar with any perspective on voting, and I think they just need to get more involved.
More than 120 people attended the forum, which was sponsored by the Center for Civic Engagement, the League of Women Voters, and the Student Union. For the Collegian News, I'm Magali Rosales.
The Office of Student Life, the Center of Civic Engagement, and Communication Department Chair John A. Cook's 1311 class teamed up to rock the vote last Wednesday at the Student Union lawn. Reporter Kayla Contreras fills us in.
UTB-TSC is helping students understand the political process. The university sponsored Rock the Vote last Wednesday, an event that encourages students not only to register to vote, but also cast their ballots next month in the presidential election.
So, Mr. Martinez, what's the purpose of Rock the Vote?
Well, we're here today to let students know the deadline to register to vote is coming up, and hopefully encourage them to register to vote. Our staff and student volunteers have been deputized to sign people up so they can be, educated about the upcoming elections. We have had a free speech alley where some students led some passionate speeches on why you should vote and get involved and be educated.
Junior communications major Lorelei Helmke gave a speech on the topic of voting.
Unless you have done your research and you know exactly why you are voting for the candidates that you are voting for. An uneducated electorate in our society will doom our country, because elections have consequences. Elections, poorly educated electorate can bring on higher taxes, fewer jobs, loss of freedom, loss of military might. An uninformed electorate can lead to the downfall of the greatest nation ever built.
While the free speech alley took place, students were registering.
I just waited for a long time, I kind of postponed it, but it's kind of like every once in a while they're telling you to vote, so I figured out why not.
And are you going to vote in the presidential elections?
I think I will, yeah, most definitely.
And who are you going to vote for and why?
I think I'm going for Obama again.
The deadline to register to vote is tomorrow, and the presidential elections will take place November 6th. For the Collegian News, I'm Kayla Contreras.
Here's Magali Rosales with the Student Government Association update.
4 of the 5 UTB-TSC Students Government Association's newly elected freshman senators were sworn into office during last Tuesday's meeting. Business major Rafael Chico, engineering physics mechanical major George Garcia, and biology majors Elizabeth Hurtado and Kimberly Guajardo.
I'm really excited. I really want to represent my freshman body and represent any concerns or issues that they may have.
Communication major Jacqueline Lee, also elected last month, did not attend the meeting. Lozoya told the Collegian she thought this was due to communication problems with the SGA's email account.
Because I sent out the emails and one of them bounced back, so I'm going to try to get in contact with that other senator that we couldn't reach out to, so we're still working on that. We just don't know what happened.
3 other students were appointed to the Senate. They are sophomore biology major Nancy Guerra, who will represent the College of Science, Mathematics, and Technology, psychology graduate student Jessica Rodriguez, and medical office assistant and sophomore business major Estela Lozoya, who will be senator at large. The next SGA meeting will be held at 8:15 a.m. Tuesday in Student Union 2.16. For the Collegian News, I'm Magali Rosales.
Here's Alex Rodriguez with this week's segment of I Think.
The I Think question of the week is, why should people vote?
I feel people should vote because it's our God-given right. It's important for us to have a voice, and we sometimes take that for granted. Other countries do not get to vote. They're run by dictators, for example, in North Korea. And I believe that with voting, we can give our opinions and trust that our judgment can get us to new heights and make our country even greater.
Well, it's an important part of our history, and it involves the people into the decisions that are made within our country. So that's why it's important, and it feels good, and it just gives people the voice that a lot of other citizens in other countries don't really have.
I feel it's something that students shouldn't have to be forced to do. I mean, it is important. People say that it's our generation that's going to be deciding the future, but to me, it doesn't really seem to, I don't care for it.
This is Alex Rodriguez with the Collegian News.
Collegian sports editor Dennis Ortiz has this week's sports roundup.
The UTB-TSC men's soccer team will host Houston Tillerton University at 5 p.m. Thursday. The men's record stood at 4-1 in the Red River Athletic Conference after defeating Texas College 6-0 last Thursday. In women's soccer, UTB-TSC played a home game against Houston Tillerton University at 7 p.m. Thursday and against Southwestern Assemblies of God University at 11 a.m. Saturday. The women shut out Texas College Lady Steers 4-0 last Thursday in Tyler, boosting the Red River Athletic Conference record to 4-0. UTB-TSC's defending 2011 NAIA volleyball champions remain undefeated with a 16-0 overall record. The next games for UTB-TSC volleyball are October 12th and 13th in Oklahoma against Langston University and Macomb College. The team defeated Our Lady of the Lake University 3-0 last Tuesday in San Antonio. The scores were 25-14, 25-11, and 26-24. The women had another blowout game on September 29th, shutting out the Texas College Lady Steers 25-10, 25-5, and 25-8 in the Garza Gym. For the Collegian News, I'm Dennis Ortiz.
That's it for the Collegian News webcast. I'm Marlene Rodriguez.
And I'm Corey Aiken. Have a great day.